Hey guys, welcome to Mama's Basement. We're going to do a quick recap of Year 1, Game 10 against the Hawaii Warriors from Cedar City. We lost this one 34-17. We first downed them. I don't know if that's a term, but we had 21 first downs to 19 for Hawaii. They had 423 yards of total offense. We had 337. Our defense has been atrocious the last couple of weeks. 27 carries for 181 yards for them. We had only 56 yards on 32 carries. That is the second week in a row that our running game has not been good, and that is probably the one thing that we need to have success on to open up the play action and all that kind of stuff. And that worked well in the Old Dominion game, and since then we have not run the football well. We had 281 passing yards. They had 242. We were only 2 of 14 on third downs. That was horrible for us, and that is why we lost the football game. We played all three quarterbacks in this one. Harrington went 3 for 4 with 1 interception. Cantu went 21 of 35, 229 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. And Mitch Dalen went 3 of 4 for just 6 yards in this game. Rashawn Martin, 15 carries for 40 yards, a 2.6-yard average. Not very good on the ground. Frank Sampt, 3 carries for 15 yards. And we might have to shift more of our carries to Sampt because he tends to be able to break more tackles and fall forward a little bit more than Rashawn Martin is able to do. Easton Peterson was our leading receiver in this game. 7 catches for 63 yards. Rashawn Martin, 4 for 24. Norris, 4 for 33 and a touchdown. CJ Morgan had another good game. 3 catches for 57 yards. So we might be looking to CJ Morgan more in the future. Nissen gave up a sack. Farr gave up a sack. And Donaldson started at right tackle over Griffin, and he gave up a sack as well. Killebrew had 11 tackles on the game, 1 sack. JT Anderson had 4 tackles. Killebrew was all over the field, 11 tackles, and the next closest had 4. So very good game for Miles Killebrew. Tommy Collette had 3 tackles and 1 interception that he took 66 yards to the house. Cook went 1 for 2 on field goals. The one he made was from 32. He was 2 for 2 on PATs. Punting-wise, Miller, 4 punts, a 41-yard average, but only a 27.2-yard average net. Special teams was horrible in the tackling department. Kick returns, Griff McNabb averaged 26 yards a return. Maola, 23.5 yards return. Punt returns, McNabb averaged 12.5 yards per return. Quick look at the Hawaii Warriors. Akeka Woolsey, 21 of 39, 242 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception on the day for Woolsey. He was your player of the game as he also carried the ball for like 89 yards, 16 carries for 89 yards for Woolsey. St. Just, 7 carries for 73 yards. He had a 10.4-yard average every time he touched the ball in the running game. Paul Harris had 3 carries for 11 yards. Woolsey had 2 touchdowns. Through the air, St. Just, 6 catches, 105 yards. The screen pass really hurt us in this game. Dylan Cawley had 3 catches for 33 yards. Kemp, 3 for 35 and a touchdown. Blocking, Kola Matangi had 1 pancake and a sack. Eli, 1 pancake. Tupai had 1 sack that he gave up for the Warriors. Defensively, Lewis had 7 tackles. Manoa had 6 tackles and a sack. 2 sacks for Rasmussen, 1 for Kima Kalai. Kicking-wise, Sanchez, 2 for 2 on field goals. His longest was from 27 out. He was 4 for 4 on PATs. Sanchez, 4 punts for a 42.2-yard average, a net average of 26.2. Iwaliko, 3 kick returns, a 41.6-yard average on kick returns. Again, our special teams were awful. Tackling the returner, John Ursua, a decent day, returning punts. So, quick look at some scores in the top 25. Oklahoma over Baylor, 37-17. Louisville over Connecticut. Texas A&M beat Mississippi State. Iowa over Purdue. Penn State 27-17 over Minnesota. Kansas State 27-13 over Texas Tech. Nebraska beat Michigan 37-13. FAU 30-7 over Boston College. Florida State 24, Wake Forest 7. Washington 24, Colorado 15. And Houston continuing to have a dominant defense, blanks UCF 27-0 and Bama 20-0 over LSU. Tennessee 13-10 over Auburn. The Hurricanes of Miami beat Virginia Tech 31-24. UNC 38-28 over Virginia. Texas beats West Virginia 20-6. Number 18 Utah falls to Arizona State 17-10. UCLA beats Arizona 44-7. They are number 5 in the country at UCLA. Quick look at the independent standings. Army is 5-2. Surprisingly, Notre Dame is 3-6. We are 1-9, and BYU is 1-7. They are our last opponent of the year, and they might be more winnable than we think. Quick look at the Mountain West, where Hawaii is. Boise State is 8-1, leading the Mountain Division. Over in the West, Fresno State at 6-3, 3-2 in conference, leads the West Division. Hawaii is 3-6 and 2-4 in the Mountain West. Up next, we got a preview of Senior Night at Cedar City, the South Alabama Jaguars and the Southern Utah Thunderbirds. That is our final home game of the year before we head to Provo for the final game of the year here on Southern Utah Thunderbirds Dynasty on Mama's Basement.